Yo, what up guys, it's boy Glitchup coming to you guys with another formation domination episode. This is the third episode, so if you guys are new to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and also click the bell so you guys won't miss out and be the first broski to watch the episode. So obviously the last episode we did the 3-4-1-2. This time we're gonna be doing the 3-4-2-1. So this formation is obviously everyone's go-to in the FUT draft to get the highest rated. But let's just see if this formation is actually usable, because obviously it doesn't look too great. But obviously it's gonna be the same tactics. I use the same tactics in every formation. I've always been doing that in this FIFA 20, so I'm just gonna keep going on through it. So obviously it's gonna be balanced and balanced. The width will be in 7 in both attacking and defensive. The depth will be in 3 in defensive, and the players in box in corners, free kicks don't really matter. It's literally impossible to score a header. So that's why I just have. I don't really care. Like it could be 0, it could be 10. Like it doesn't really matter to me. But how we are gonna play is Nelson Semedo still in the right center back, Nesta PK on the left, Roy Keane, Wijnaldum as the center mids. My striker, obviously I'll have Ricardo Pereira on the right, Trossard on the right wing. I think I'll have Juan Mata as my left wing, and Mo Salah as my left mid, and Ousmane Dembele as the striker. The only reason why I do that is because my left forward doesn't really have to come back and then come back and go up that much, and because he didn't really have that much pace as Mo Salah, and Mo Salah could go up and down with his pace. He could be doing that really quickly, whereas Juan Mata, he doesn't have that pace, so he'll kind of take a little bit longer to go into these positions, either defensive or offensive. So that's why I'll have that. And because the left forward kind of plays like a cam role, kind of like in the 4-3-2-1, it's kind of like the cam, not really, but kind of. That's how I'll just have him like that. And because I always play my left footed on the left, my right footed on the right, so that's how I'll do that. I mean, I could put Juan Mata on the left mid and Mo Salah on the left forward, but I'll just play like that. If obviously once I play the games, then I'll know like where to play who. But I'm gonna start like this. If something happens and like Mo Salah is nowhere to be seen, Juan Mata isn't playing that good, then obviously I'll switch them and then I'll tell you guys in game, or once I'm talking over the gameplay. But this is how I'm gonna play. In terms of the instructions, I'm gonna stay back to my 3 center backs and also my 2 CDMs. Stay back with attacking and cover center, because I basically have like 4 wingers, 2 on each side. So stay back with attacking, cover center. Ricardo Pereira will just be on come back on defense, and also will be Mo Salah. Which one is these? All right, so my left forward, right forward, and striker will just be imbalanced, and roles don't really matter. As I said, if you guys are new to this series is just basically reviewing all the formations in the game, and then basically reviewing all the formations of the game. At the last episode of this series, I'm gonna just talk to you guys about every single formation and give you guys like the stats, like the actual stats of every single formation. So can't wait for that last episode. So yeah, basically the series, we play 5 games and then I'll just review it, because I said before, if I play more than 5 games and the formation is absolutely trash, I'm not trying to play like 10 games, 7, 6, 8 games and it's just getting smashed every game. That's why I think 5 games is reasonable. Isn't that much, but isn't that little. So I think 5 games I could get a gist of the formation and talk to you guys about its pros and cons. So what I'm gonna do, because I forgot I had a red card with Wijnaldum, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take out right now the red card of Wijnaldum and then get into the gameplay, and then I'll just commentate over it, whether the pros and the cons of this formation. So I'll be right back with the gameplay. Alright guys, I'm back with the gameplay. I already finished playing my 5 games, but I played 3 games one day and 2 games the other day. This formation is absolutely horrendous, bro. It's literally all it's good for is getting high rated drafts. because as you guys seen in the even the other three in the backs, like obviously this is the third episode, I believe. Yeah, this is the third episode, and even the last two games with the three in the back, I didn't concede that much goals. I mean, I didn't concede as much goals as this formation, bro. This formation, I think this is the most goals I've conceded in 5 games, bro. Like literally, bro. I think I at least conceded, I think, like 3 games every game. I think except 1 or 2 games I didn't concede, but I absolutely smashed them. But if you come up against at least a semi-decent opponent, you absolutely didn't get smashed because your left forward and right forward just don't come down. They legit don't come down. Like I literally just had them as balanced. At the end, I ended up putting them as comeback on defense. They still like wouldn't come down. My left mid and right mid were nowhere to be seen once again. Couldn't see them at all. Like in some plays, I would pass it to my right wing and I'll just let my left mid and right mid overlap. And that's probably the only thing they're useful for. Just do a 1-2 with them, and then your left mid and right mid running behind. You do a lob through ball, and then they're through. Obviously, I scored a couple of goals like that, but that's literally all they're useful for. In terms of the defense, I mean, in terms of the right mid and left mid defensively, absolutely horrendous. Like the left mid and right mid, they don't play like a left wing back or right wing back. They legit like right mids. Like they stay up there, and the right forward and left forward just stay up there as well. And then you got the 2 center mids that have to cover like legit like the whole midfield. At the end of the game, they're either dead or you're just getting rocked. Like see, as you can see, I don't have 2 midfielders. He goes through and he scores. That's legit this formation. If you don't have good positioning in with your midfield, your 2 center mids, you're basically asking them to be scoring goals. Because me, I made a couple of mistakes, and in the past formations, even the past three in the back formations, I make a mistake, I could still get a player and put it, like try to solve my mistake. But in this formation, you make a mistake with your center mids, you're already vulnerable. You only have 3 center backs, and obviously 2 of them are wide and 1 is centrally. They do a 1-2 and you're basically done. As you guys see, we did end up winning our first game, but we already conceded 3 goals in the first half, bro. Like I've never even conceded that much goals with any formation. So I think this formation is just absolutely, for me personally, I think it's trash. I think it's only like it's not even like it's not even a thing like, oh, you have a lot of players up there, like it's super beast at pressuring up top. It's legit not, bro. Like I mean, yeah, in some plays you have a lot of people going forward, so you could pass it. You just have so many options, and you could just trick your opponent like that. But like that's pretty much it. Like if you're like me in the last game I played, my 5th game that I played with this formation, my 5th and final game, because I ain't trying to play no more games with this formation ever again. I came up against a guy who was playing a 4-5-1, 4 in the back, 5 midfielders and 1 striker, and he was playing really, really defensively. He had to have at least one depth all the way back, and he would only be running with the strikers. I had a lot of options with I had a lot of people going up, and because he had 5 midfielders to my 4, or basically two center mids, my left mid and right mid are just too wide. My left forward and right forward are just way too up. So it was just my 2 midfielders. I was getting rocked by his midfielders. 5 midfielders against mine. Like even the 4-2-3-1, I'm pretty sure will wreck this formation, because you got the 2 CDMs, which will just neutralize my 2 center mids, and then you got the 3 cams that would just absolutely break my defense. Thank God I didn't come up against a 4-2-3-1, because I would just got smashed and I would have just stopped doing the review. But I think this review is, I mean, it's not even a fun formation. It's not like, it's not even like, oh, this formation, I'm gonna play this formation to try to outscore my opponent. No, bro. Like this formation, my opinion right now, it's probably the worst formation I've ever tried out in the game. Zero, I'll give it a 0 out of 10, bro. It's literally only good for foot drafts. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, you guys seen in the past episodes, even in my RTG when I do gameplay, and even in the past 2 formation domination reviews, I don't even get scored on that much goals. Probably maximum I'll get scored on 3, and then every single game I was getting scored on a lot of goals. As you guys see, like, the thing about this too is because they're two center mids instead of 2 CDMs. I think because it is like that when you press L1, it doesn't lock onto your center mid because your center mid should technically be a little bit forward in CDMs. So when you press L1, your controller automatically goes to your center back because your 2 center mids shouldn't be in that position. So it automatically goes to someone defensively and is literally just your 3 center backs. And then when you press L1, which is probably the worst thing you could do with this formation, and the worst thing more that you could do with this formation is turn, like, actually be controlling your center back, because once you start controlling your center back, either you're holding X trying to like clamp up the defense, or you're just trying to like read his pass. You're literally just punishing yourself. You turn into your player. They do either a 1-2, or if you're going 2 back, your 2 center mids aren't going to close down, and then he just has all the space to take a long shot. And if you're trying to close it down, there is going to be someone open from them. And then once again, you're done. So this formation attacking is good, but obviously if you're coming up against someone who's just semi decent at the game going forward, then you're done. So like you'll see this throughout the game. In 2 games, I absolutely smashed my opponent. They weren't doing, like, they were, I ain't trying to disrespect, but they were trash. Like, going forward, they were legit not doing anything. So that's what gave me a lot of things to go forward, especially with having like 6 players going forward. I got my 2 left mid and right mid, my left forward and right forward, my striker, and then Wijnaldum. But like, yeah, it could be a benefit. Many people would think of this as a benefit, like, oh, this formation has a lot of forwards. But I think me personally, I think every formation, everybody could score goals. So I think the only thing people will be looking for in a formation is being solid, to be able to not get scored on a lot of goals, because I'm pretty sure everybody has a lot of good forwards, and especially with the some SPCs that are cheap that came out, players that are cheap. I'm pretty sure with the Division Rivals Foot Champions, a lot of people have good players going forward. So I think a lot of people just want a formation to feel solid in the back, and this formation is just not. It's not even. I don't even know why it's a formation in the game. Honestly, just absolutely horrendous. But as I said, the only pro I can see about this formation is that it has a lot of forwards. And I'm not even saying like, oh, your left mid and right mid are super beast, especially with your left mid and right mid getting in behind. No, like, I'm not even saying it's pro, because it could be that has a lot of forwards. Like, that's the only words I have. Like, it's not good tactically going forward. It's not good. Like, as you can see right here, I have a lot of players going forward, but since the meta is 4-2-3-1, 4-2-2-2, those formations already have a lot of midfielders, and this one is technically 4, but I think it's 2 because your left mid and right mid are too wide. So your midfield can't do nothing. It neutralizes you. Like, yeah, you can have your left mid, right forward, left forward, striker. You can have all that, but if your 2 center mids can't distribute the ball, then you're basically done. Your left forward and right forward striker are just way too up and can't help defend. Your left mid and right mid are too wide, and they don't play like a left back and right back, so they don't go back. And I'm telling you, bro, I had come back on defense, and they wouldn't even help. Like, the AI, since they're left mid and right mid, technically the AI will like put them in the position that the left mid and right mid should be, and not the positions that the left mid I mean, the left back and right back should be. So I think that's why this formation is bad as well. But yeah, since all the meta formations are literally formations that have a lot of midfielders, you can have all the attackers in the world. If your midfielders can't distribute the ball, you're basically done. You basically put yourself in a corner where your attackers are not going to help you defend. You only have 2 center mids and 3 center backs. You're at least going to have to control one, so that makes you vulnerable, and only have 1 center mid and 3 center backs, which is just not what you want to be, because if you do that, they could do like a 1-2 and you're basically done. And especially, as I told you, because technically in the AI you have center mids, not CDM, so you press L1, it's going to automatically put you to the center back, and then once you go to the center back, they do a 1-2, you're basically done. This formation is said, obviously it's not going to be for champions worthy, just absolutely not. Division rivals not worthy as well, not even as an interesting formation, not even, oh, I want to have fun, this game is dead, I'm trying to have fun, not even like that, bro. Like, just stay away from it. Probably the only reason why I'll tell you guys to do it is probably just to try to get the best foot draft, or the highest rated foot draft in the game. But besides that, pretty much it. This formation is not good at all. As you can see, I've been getting scored on a lot of goals, and I'm not even that type of person to be conceding a lot of goals. I like having the ball a lot. I like having the possession. I like creating a lot of chances. This formation didn't allow me to do that in some games, because, as I said, I came up against people who actually had playable formations that had more than 3 center mids or midfielders, and they just neutralized me. I did end up scoring a couple of goals every game, but as you can see, through, like, in most of my goals, is me actually creating the play. It's not like, oh, I just have way too much attackers. I just absolutely choked my opponent in his half. It's not even that. Like me, I got the belly. I would fake shot. I'll do some skills, and then I'll get some space, and then I'll score. And that's not even tactically the formation. As you can see right here, like, look at my left mid and right mid. They're just way too wide. My 3 forwards are way too high. My 2 center mids are nowhere to be seen. My 3 center backs are just way too vulnerable, which makes them look bad, and then obviously get scored on. So this formation is, the only thing it's good for is getting high rated foot drafts. I don't think it's good at all. But yeah, as I said, the pros could only be having a lot of attackers, but like, it's a pro and a con, so it's sort of kind of like the, which one was, I think it was the first one. I think it was the 3-1-4-2 where we had the CDM and the 2 center mids, which was kind of like a pro and a con. A con was you don't have someone a little bit behind the 2 strikers to be able to distribute the ball, but the pro that that CDM was able to help you out defensively and feel solid, and obviously you could be able to control him, and then your defense could just like swipe up the mess. But this formation, a pro, you have a lot of attackers, you could overwhelm your opponent. But as I said, it is a con, because if you have way too much attackers, you only have 2 midfielders. You come up against someone who's semi-decent, or even not even good, or an opponent that's not even good, but he just has a formation that has more midfielders than you, and you're basically done. So I think this formation, you're done either way. Like, you either have to outscore your opponent. Like me, as you guys seen, I in some games I did outscore my opponent, but like, they were not even good opponents. As you can see, I came up against semi-decent opponents, and they just absolutely smashed me. So the opponents I thought were easy, that I could smash easily, I ended up conceding like 3-4 goals from them and beating them by like 2 goals because I outscored them. So I think this formation is just not the one, but this was the game. that I was telling you guys about the last and final game. This guy was playing a 4-5-1, and as you guys see, he scored a 1 goal and then a kickoff goal, and then once again after this one another kickoff goal, and he ends up scoring it, which might be a little bit of lucky. But just look at that, bro. We have my 3 defense and my 2 center mids. I have to pull out my center mid right there. I only have 2 center backs. He goes through. I have to do a tactical foul, and then basically get scored on after this. But yeah, as I said, this formation, I think all the 3 in the back, the 3-4-2, the 3-1-4-2, the 3-4-1-2, the 3-1-4-2, and the 3-4-1-2. I think all the 3 in the backs, besides the ones that I've tried out with the 3-5-2, is the only 3 in the back that you don't have to do tactical fouls. Like another 3 in the backs that I've tried out, I have to do tactical fouls, because if I don't, then they just end up going through and scoring. Like right here, I probably could have done a foul, but I just let it go. He still ends up scoring. So what I am going to do, because this was the last clip of my opponent scoring, and then the score. So what I'm going to do, I'm just go back to the menus, then I'll talk to you guys a little bit more, and then close out the video. So I'll be right back with the end of the video. Alright guys, I'm back. As you guys seen, I have a red card on Nelson Semedo. This formation, you literally just have to do tactical fouls mostly every single game. As you guys saw, I think like 2 or 3 out of 5 games I had a red card at some point for doing with either tactical fouls or just sliding a hard slide and then getting a red card. But I think this formation is just absolutely useless. The 3-4-2-1. Now, yeah, basically don't even use this formation, or only use it if you are in FootJaff and trying to get the highest rated FootJaff. Besides that, it's not even good. But yeah, just to give you a little bit sneak peek of the next episode, it is gonna be, believe in the 3-4-3. So I want to see the difference between that one. If you guys did enjoy it, click that like button. And if it did help you out, also click the like button. But it's been your boy Gritchup. I'll come to you with another video guys soon, guys. Peace out.